Welcome to the Melovania Mallways, where I am crashing out! Get out of here! If you're not interested in Danganronpa 1 full game spoilers, Danganronpa 2 Chapter 1 spoilers, and most of the spoilers for Chapter 2, get out of here! I need to talk right now. 3, 2, 1. Why did Mahiru die in Chapter 2? I am literally experiencing stages of grief right now. I am literally in the disbelief stage. I had her as like a late game death or in the surviving party. More likely the surviving party. What? She was just a normal person. She wasn't a bit character. She hadn't overstayed her welcome. She barely did fucking anything. What is this? I literally... Oh my god, this is going to be such a messy episode. I'm not even going to finish recording it tonight. I just have to vent somewhere. And oh my god, I know I have to summarize Chapter 1. I've been really wanting to, but it's just going to kind of come out in a Komaeda-sized little nugget of thoughts. I'll get to Chapter 1. I'll get to Chapter 1. But what the fuck is wrong with Chapter 2? I knew we were about to find a body at the beach house. I knew damn well we were having a fun time. It was kind of goofy. We were calling all these characters together, and there was all this focus on Sonya, which, like, I'll talk about later. I came to like Sonya more. I thought Sonya and Soda were like a cute thing. She fucking killed her. I don't know, man. Sonya's getting all this fucking narrative focus, and she's alive. And Mahiru's not. I feel like I'm playing Danganronpa 2x2. I feel like she already survived Danganronpa 2. And then we made the 2x2 just to kill her early. And it's like, whoa, don't catch your chickens before they're safe, brother. Why is she dead? Why is she dead when the little brat is still alive? Why is this going to be character development? Probably, I guess. Why is she dead when Nekomaru and Peko Peko are alive? Why is she dead when Akane is alive? What are we talking about here? This is weird. This is the first Danganronpa death that really shocked me because, like, I had Celeste hard pinned for, like, mid-tier death. I knew Junko was at the end. I knew Kiyotako was going to go out some way midway through. I knew that Mondo was liable to cause a death. I didn't necessarily think Chihiro was going to die so early. That was kind of surprising. Okay, Sayaka was fairly surprising, but I hadn't even settled into things yet. This is the first one. I had Teru. Okay, I guess I will talk about Chapter 1. I knew that Teru got killed at some point. Like, I knew he was a killer at some point. I didn't know about the victim of Chapter 1 till it happened. How much did I even talk about? Last time I talked was when I got spoiled on Mikan's execution. Presumably, it's been a while now. Presumably, I knew that Byakuya died. Fake Togami, died in Chapter 1. I was, however, very surprised by what Teru's execution actually felt like. I haven't even talked about Komaeda yet. I am shocked. Again, a lot of my exposure to this shit came from Game Grumps, just like random memes, and she was in those memes, and she felt like a persona, like a Yukari. I got Yukari doll right here. She felt like a Yukari. She felt like an Anne. She felt like a fucking Chie. She felt like a little main party character. She was such a normal fucking person, and she was like being super, like, mean, like, oh, haha, boys are all shit or whatever, like, totally normal shit. Photography never got involved. Oh my god. I guess the photography was kind of foreshadowed in the game, because there was a game. Oh my god, we haven't talked about the. Give me a moment. Just give me 10 seconds. She is getting mixed in to the body pile with such fucking expendable bit characters. You're telling me the kill order goes Togami Jr., Teru, Mahiru, and then like a Sonya or something? I came to like Sonia. I'm not even going to write her off as fully a stereotype. I see a little bit more nuance now. She needs to die. She needs to die. She has to die. Mahira was an actual character. She had actual nuance. She could have carried a story and done things. She wasn't just the bits. She wasn't just a little whatever tsundere. She was like, this game feels emptier now. I did not. I just assumed the fucking Game Grumps clips with her in them. Like, how could you, like, wasn't she in the grape room? Wasn't she in the strawberry and grape room? What are we talking about? Why are we killing her so early? I remember Liz had a similar reaction seeing Junko and Sayaka both die in the same bit of Danganronpa 1 while, like, Hifumi was still living. But that's, like, right in the beginning, like, setting you up and, you know, setting what's left. She didn't even get a chance to bloom like that. That fucking girl, that fucking dancing girl has to evolve. she has to evolve like crazy to fill the void now. Like, holy crap, this game. So Komaeda is loose. Dear my Danganronpa dumplings, I wish that I wrote to you sooner. I really do. Komaeda's not even here. Chapter 1. Let me tell you a story that really deserved its own episode. Let me tell you a story. Teru had fully noble intentions when he killed fucking Togami. It wasn't what I was expecting. In fact, I think we were led specifically to underestimate the fact that he was a decent chap. He had this basic bitch, chapter 1, sympathetic backstory. And he actually was being misconstrued. And to his credit, I feel like he did stop being such a little scumbag and like got really serious in game without us knowing after the serious thing happened. What was the serious thing? He saw Komaeda preparing to kill somebody for the barbecue. It wasn't the chef. It wasn't the kooky chef making a barbecue dinner party to kill somebody. He was just making a normal barbecue dinner party. And then Komaeda showed up and was, hey, yeah, no, you caught me. I'm going to kill somebody. And if you tell anybody, I'll kill you. I think he said that. I believe he said that. Or maybe he didn't. And it doesn't matter, because Teru knew that somebody was going to fucking die. I mean, there might have been enough duress that it wasn't that big of a factor. I will do my favorites ranking, like, tomorrow at work or something when I have a free minute. But Teru wasn't that bad. He really was 100% okay. And I think I got a very intentional gut-twisting feeling seeing him executed in the end, because he made an elaborate plan to stop Komaeda's elaborate plan. He was trying to skewer Komaeda and stop him because, like, if you can kill somebody, you might as well kill the guy trying to kill somebody. But he failed, and Togami, trying to save everybody, got in the way and got killed. Honestly, now that I've like sat on it for a minute, no shade, really fine feelings on both these characters. I liked Fat Togami a lot more than I expected to, and Teru's fine. But he's not a basic little goofy gremlin murder like first killer guy. He's not Leon. He's not a pathetic little guy. He was actually decent. And had motivations, and his death was unsettling. And far more unsettling was the fact that Komaeda snapped in chapter 1. I thought he was going to snap in like chapter 5 or 6. I thought it was going to be a late game thing, and that's why it's such a good twist. I approached this from the Eito Outski generation perspective, thinking that it was going to be a really long play, but nope. Komaeda only pretends to be your innocent friend for all of one chapter, and then in the class trial goes completely mask off, swirling eyes filled with hope and despair, straight up putting all of his cards on the table as if it were like a third act villain traitor reveal type thing. Just straight up, I'm crazy. I don't care if I die. I just want all of you to be your best shining selves, because a pathetic, talentless worm like me doesn't even need to exist, and whatever I do, I'll never be like you. It's like a small dog wanting to be a big dog. I just never can be. So please be your shining selves, and if you have to use me or kill me, go ahead. My life is yours. Which means we have an unhinged, crazy guy from the word go. Like, this is already a completely different game from Danganronpa 1. Even if the killing game format stays the whole time, you don't have to destroy the killing game format this time. We have a player who does not care if he dies. So it's like Celeste and Hifumi. He can actually just be an assistant. He can actually be an accomplice and do whatever the fuck he wants and goad people onto doing shit. And there's no consequences because Komaeda doesn't care if he dies. And this has been established in the first handful of hours of the game. That is something unexpected. That was extremely, extremely unexpected. And I felt the same way I feel with Mahiru right now. A way I genuinely don't think I ever felt, unless maybe if maybe I went into the endgame unspoiled and I didn't know about like Junko and stuff, maybe I would have felt this. But not knowing that Komaeda goes mask off so early made me genuinely get an emotional reaction that was like, I think I have a bugged copy of the game. Like, there's something wrong here. I don't believe that this is happening. Like, there's some other explanation. Like, somebody hacked my game. I got some fan bootleg. I got a no piracy version that ends the game after the first class trial because you bought a pirated copy from Malaysia that was made on a 3D printer and it has all this anti-piracy stuff. Like, I legitimately was getting anti-piracy vibes. Like, teehee, Komaeda kills you all and it's over. Nope. That's just the premise. He's just running around being goofy little guy. Oh, actually, he's tied up in a really kinky way right now. We'll talk about that later, maybe another time. And then Mahiru dying was another, like, I've been thinking about what 2x2 is going to feel like, and this is that. This is that, because I love my soda. He's getting on my nerves a little bit, but it's totally intentional. I love my soda guy. I am becoming fully sold. I think my friends are trying to tell me that Ibuki's going to survive, which, as previously mentioned, makes me dread 2x2 a little bit, actually. But at least for this game, I got my Ibuki and my soda. I got my Chiaki villain of some kind later on. And, yeah, that's fine. And it's gonna be like, whoa, it's gonna be weird when they kill Soda in the next game. Gonna be crazy. That's how this feels. It feels like she survived the game and then got killed for some kind of novelty in like a fan game or a remake. What is this? Why was I so wrong? Maybe I wasn't wrong. Maybe they intentionally built her to be this like super normal character that feels like she could be there in the end game. Or maybe I was just misled, but I completely got her spot in the list wrong. And it feels fucking nuts. Anyhow, Akane was covered in blood. And Sonia was weirdly wearing a wetsuit. And I'm probably just go. I'm just gonna go do the investigation now. I'll see you guys later. It's been 15 days. I'm about to finally play the chapter. I still don't get why Mahiru is dead. And I kind of, part of me is genuinely still thinking she might come back. I'm just like, come on, we got a nurse. What if we like resuscitate her? And then what if Akane dies because she's bleeding out of her head and didn't do anything? That would line up more with my expectations. But then I realized Akane hasn't really done anything. And I guess Mahiru is a character that dies in chapter 2 of Danganronpa 2. Fine, okay, whatever. Keep your secrets, game. Let's do this. So I am sticking with Sonya is the killer. This game has just given her so much focus. She has such a connection with the serial killer story thing. And I don't know. It's just time. I can't think of anybody else. The wetsuit thing is suspicious enough. My theory is basically that Akane walked in on her doing something, probably killing Mahiru. She hit Akane with the bat. Akane lost her memory because that's how things work in Kodaka's games, and that's class trial too once you factor in some insane shit that I can't even fathom. It's fine. It's all gonna work out. That's not even my real focus right now because there have been a couple mildly unsettling developments. One of them being that I am not as confident as I used to be. I'm not as confident as I used to be in Ibuki surviving. I was just saying, I was re-listening to the recording. Oh, I have multiple friends trying to comfort me. Which ones? Because right now I'm mostly working on something that one friend said, which got a little bit twisted by a U2's leak. We now have the U2's leak. I have personally been getting really, I think I may have said this somewhere. I have been getting very convinced that Chiaki is piloting specifically Monomi or Usamin, I think. I don't know at this moment that I'm actually convinced she's piloting Monokuma. It's hard to really suppose what I think is happening otherwise. In my mind, there's enough space for like, oh, it's the Despair Syndicate people. They hijacked this thing, and Chiaki was just making a very weird thing for fun because she has the capabilities or whatever. Like, I don't know. There's just like the way she's acting. It's like Celeste building up to chapter 3. I am kind of sold. If Chiaki is trying to convince us that she's on our side, I'm sold. And it's partially because what she says lines up so specifically with Monomi. And then they put out these plushes by YouTubes that were being advertised on YouTube. And it's just Monomi and Chiaki and nobody else. And I'm like, that seals it to me. Like, I feel like there is this Chiaki Monomi connection. I like both of them actually. I didn't know how I was gonna process Usamin, or I never like I can't even process this. It's weird that Monokuma is here. He does not feel the same as he did in Danganronpa 1, even if he is the same guy. It's just like Danganronpa 1 Monokuma was such like a specific emotion to me specifically, and then this is Monomi's game, but obviously it's not logical. It's not logical, but in my mind, like, Usamin is more of a thing here. Even though, like, I didn't even know how to wrap my head around her. I like her, like, playing off of Monokuma or whatever. I guess maybe she's gonna enter the favorite poll eventually. Good for her, I suppose. The issue is, one second, let me do this. The issue is that my friend Ollie said she thinks I was given misinformation after watching the first episode. And I thought I wasn't sure how to take it. I've talked about this. I wasn't sure how to take it. I went back over what she said. Something doesn't happen. If she were to spoil me, she would say something doesn't happen. And I didn't exactly know whether it was about Chiaki being the mastermind or Ibuki dying. And then I settled on it's Ibuki dying. But if Chiaki's not the mastermind, if she's just doing whatever the fuck she's doing with Monomi, then Chiaki is the mastermind doesn't happen. Now, that doesn't make quite as much grammatical sense as Ibuki doesn't die, and I still want to believe Ibuki doesn't die, even if that makes 2x2 way less fun sounding. But it's true that if Chiaki's not the mastermind, that is incorrect. In what Moose said all those months ago about Komaeda killing, quote, a goth girl, is correct. And then both statements are true, and Ibuki is not in the surviving party. So unfortunately, I still can't quite think of anybody better than her and Soda. I have a list here that I've been kind of settled on, and I don't believe I said any of this in the last recording, but I'll say it again. I see this group right here. Let me get things set up. There's kind of a diagonal line here. So the better. Oh wait, I gotta do this better. The better Hiyoko's character development is, the more of a character she becomes, the more I'm concerned for Ibuki's mortality. Because I'm trying to figure the surviving party. Even though I got spoiled on Mikon having an execution, I'm pretty firmly locked in on that being a bad ending. Because I feel like that kind of thing makes sense. And in Mikon's case, somebody said like, oh, I hope they change Mikon's execution. I reckon it's some kind of like sexual humiliation thing. And if that's how they're choosing to like actually kill a character, it feels more like a not a gag ending, but like a non-canon ending than an actual thing. Not to mention, I can't picture her killing somebody. And it's true that could be part of the game. And it's like, oh, haha, so funny. She actually is the chapter 4 killer. I just think she's too popular. She just seems like she's going to be here too long. And like in the same sense, like, oh, she would never kill somebody. That also is what makes it so absurd to have her death be a bad ending. Because, of course, Kirigiri's fake death thing, or Kirigiri's real non-canon death in Danganronpa 1, that feels wrong. But instead of having our rock get killed, here it's like the most pathetic, schniveling meatball we have. So I am pretty locked in that Mikon is surviving party, even though she has an execution. After that, just I am now mostly reading like what seems to be left in the tank for these characters, who could possibly still have their time in the story and still die. I think, again, I'm just playing off of what little I've seen. I'm not convinced Gundam makes it, but he's my number one pick for joining Soda in the non-protag surviving boys. He's like the number one priority, but I can just picture him being like a really sad, kind of like Sakura tier death in chapter 4 or 5. So there's that. If Hiyoko has like this crazy character development, then she also could make it quite late or even survive potentially, especially if Ibuki doesn't survive. I'm definitely thinking she's surviving party. And then for Yuhiko, he just seems like a good character and loves him. He has a lot of depth. He could easily have his whole runtime go through and I don't know, tap out chapter 4 or 5, but you know, in my heart, like I don't think he's made for surviving party, but I could picture him there. And I guess that is all of my thoughts on surviving party predictions for now. Is Mahiru Irish? Did Sonia kill her as a European hate crime? That's something that I wrote down. You have to consider the facts, America. I have been noticing a very uncanny paralleling between Danganronpa 1 and 2, and this seems like it's probably intentional. So in chapter 1, the first execution is not actually the first person to try to commit a murder. The first person to try to commit a murder in 1 and 2 are Sayaka and Komaeda. They both get knives from the kitchen and attempt to do this. To stop them, Leon and Teru kill somebody. They don't kill them, but Leon kills Sayaka, Teru kills Chugami, and that's really weird. Then, in chapter 2, there is a bathing thing where Mondo and Taka end up in the sauna. I have gone over the finer details of Danganronpa 1 chapter 2 so many times in the last couple weeks because it randomly became a community value in my life. Lovely. It's on sale for $2. Go grab it. They have the bath scene and then they're much closer, and then one of them dies because Mondo is the killer in chapter 2. In this game, we have the thing where Hiyoko and Mahiru bathe, and Ibuki ships it, or somebody says something, and then Ibuki talks about Yuri, and then later, oh, they're very close afterwards, and then Mahiru dies, and maybe even more relevantly, Hiyoko seems really fucked up. I haven't talked to her yet in the investigation, but there's a whole thing during the buildup where she sees the body and she runs away and she looks super traumatized. So I think she's about to have a bath partner, same sex death, chapter 2 related character turnaround. Unless she's the killer, in which, sure, whatever. You know, she's either going to burn brightly now as a gag character or survive like 4 chapters of the whole game, in my opinion. And the better she does at that, the more sad I am because Ibuki's in danger. But this just all would have been so freaking different if 2x2 wasn't coming. I'm just like, yeah, it sucks that these characters are dead, but I'll see them again soon. It's just so goofy. Okay. So yeah, I think you probably saw my predictions. It's whatever. It's whatever. Maybe Akane possibly was the killer for this, because like sure, it'd be dumb not to predict that. I think she's probably gonna get wrangled up in something soon. I don't think she's surviving. Nekomaru and Peko Peko, we've seen nothing, but they could have their time and phase out pretty quickly. I don't know. Aside from that, yeah, Fuyuhiko could go out early. It's more like a ranking of what I've just been saying over and over again versus specific chapter predictions right now. The main prediction is that little uh trio of maybe you're gonna survive this, people. Enough. You're probably sick of me hearing those words now anyhow. So overall the favorites are going up. Especially now that I've had like around a month plus with these characters now. They're really settling into my brain, and I am just shocked how much I like them. I am shocked how much I love them, especially my favorites right now are Ibuki, who actually has 11 out of 10. I'm now an Ibuki profile picture. Didn't take long. I knew this would happen. I just decided not to show the 11 bar here because it kind of makes the graph look ugly. Soda is an easy 8. I mentioned in my recording that he was a little bit annoying, but that was intentional. He was having a folly moment, I guess. I liked the boy. And then Gundam. Every time I come back to this game and I see Gundam's stupid face, I feel so much better. He's such a funny character. I love to tell my friends about him. Like, he's a ninja, but he has a thing full of hamsters. So they're reaching like really high, like Celesgiri and beyond levels already just because I like them and they got good vibes. Mahiru did earn a nice 6.5 or something, just because once she was gone, I'm like, well, I was waiting for her to get better, and she never got better, but I still trusted she would get better, so that means that I liked her. And I'll see her soon in Danganronpa 2x2. Uh, Pro tag boy Hajime, he's fine. I like him. Kind of same as Makoto. I'm warming up to him more as we go. Komaeda, I fucking hate, but I really like hating him, so it balances out and he's 5. Haven't actually had that much Komaeda time in this chapter. Then you've got those two. Mikan went down. She's probably the only person that went down. I was on a bus in public, just tapping through some stuff for the Glee investigation or whatever the fuck I was doing, and there's a flashback to the thing in the friggin' party where she like goes spread eagle and like the salad falls over her and the mayonnaise squirts into her crotch, like the whole thing, that whole gag. I was on a bus. There were like old people and kids around me and nobody saw anything, but I covered my PS Vita as if a bomb went off and I had to think like, is that a crime? Did I just commit a crime? Flashing a 8-year-old, theoretically, I don't think anybody saw, with that kind of etchy shit. Like, is that public indecency? Is that the end for me? I was so upset. But moreover, where's Hiyoko? Hiyoko is, yeah, she didn't go up. Maybe she is Chiyoko. I don't fucking know. This game has more toilet humor than any other Kodaka game I've played. There was no toilet humor in Danganronpa 1. I have not found the toilet humor in 100 Line. Hiyoko, she's like, I smell bad. I haven't been taking a bath. I'm just a gross little brat. It's like, all right, like someone take a bath with me. I'm like, whatever. And then there's like the whole toilet thing where like I feel like half of the things Nekomaru has said has been about like shitting. It's like, okay, great. Like, boy's got to shit. Let the boy shit. It's like, oh, Peko Peko is on the toilet trying to shit for an hour. It's like, great. Okay, got it. And then there's like the weird violating stuff and like the food and the food and the crotch shouldn't have touched for fucking Mikan, and Mikan's just always like covered in tears, and I'm like, I bet she fucking smells bad too if she's always crying on herself and sweating and shit. It's the first time I've been like, you guys probably smell kind of bad. I've never had that before, and I guess the fresh air balances it out in this game. And my first impression of the Komatsuzaki art style before I was a fan of this was they all look stinky. Like their hair is all kind of frayed. Like everybody just looks a little bit stinky in this art style. And I've adapted to it. I've adapted to the stinkiness. But this is the first game where I'm like, I look at these sprites and like the shit-eating grins that Hiyoko makes. I'm like, you look kind of stinky. And I look at Mikan melting. I'm like, you look like there's probably like really bad sweat rings around your arm right now. And there was a funny post, kind of a good joke dragging her a little bit, where someone was like, the Nintendo YouTuber playing Danganronpa because it has a 95 on Metacritic, when this epic super based Danganronpa girl is going, Kya, did you say penetrate? And I thought that was so funny. And then somebody replies, Danganronpa 2 every 5 minutes because of that fuck ass nurse character. I can't help but think of her as the fuck ass nurse character. I love to like push her away a little bit. She's fine. I'm like passionate about her, but I'm kind of like, stay away from me. But in the same breath, it's like, it's kind of funny to say that. So Mikan is like, whatever. Chiaki, I like a little bit more. Even if she's just playing with us, there's just something really cool about her. I'm sure I haven't even seen the beginning of it, but, you know, I still have to remind myself she's probably the mastermind, because who else could be betraying us at this point besides, I don't even know, man. I don't know, but she is cool. I knew she was like a god tier character, and I am a bit of a fan. Gundam is just the best. Fuyuhiko, did he have the biggest growth of anybody? 3 to 5.5. Eto Togami shot up really far. Well, he has some of the best growth of anybody here. I really like him. I didn't think much of him, but he's funny. He's a really good tsundere. His character design is awesome, and he's pretty interesting. I'm excited for him. I really do hope he sticks around a little bit. I was bracing for him or Nekomaru to be the victim, which I keep dragging this poor man. He hasn't done anything. There's no way. It would have been way more likely to be Fuyuhiko, but I really thought when it wasn't Sonya, when Sonya wasn't the victim, I was bracing for one of those two guys to be dead when Mahiru showed up, which was so surprising. But I'm glad. I really hope he's not the killer. I'd be pretty surprised by that. Wow, that feels so ominous. That feels so ominous. Mahiru, Peko hasn't done shit. It's whatever. She's fine. Oh, maybe there was something. Maybe it was like the sexy swimsuit scene that swayed me or something. I saw a meme. I saw a meme on Tumblr that was like Peko and Ibuki, and it was like killing people for you or something. And I'm like, did I just get spoiled on her being a killer? Okay, I'll deal with that in chapter 4 prediction. I don't know. Akane is whatever. I like her fine. Nekomaru is fine. They're okay. Yeah, Tugami in the end. I liked him. I actually liked his character design. I like how much space he took up. He was just kind of like a big guy. And like obviously he was a bit of like a blunt asshole. Like he was at least impersonating Togami, and that makes you a bit of an asshole, but he was doing so much more like being the quarterback and like leading everybody than actual Togami. And he felt kind of like a paladin, especially in his death. He felt kind of like a budget Walmart brand paladin, and I liked him. He was kind of a comforting presence by the dinner party, and I figured he was gonna die, but yeah. I don't know. He was a fine chapter 1 character. I've become quite fond of the starting to these games. Sonya did go up. I've been dragging her a lot, but I like that she's actually a polyglot. She's not just Nihongo Jozu. She studies a lot of different languages, and she has specific interests. Like serial killers. Like we're going back to the chapter 2 serial killer thing and bringing up the serial killer again. Whatever. Whatever. I'm already predicting she's the killer. It's whatever. But yeah, it really is a red herring, isn't it? Whatever. I like Teru. I honestly, like, he's fine. I like him. All of his old traits average out. I feel like fine. Like they can't try to pretend that he's this like stupid Mineta character again, because we know now. So he's like my number 1 character, like not that high of expectations, but based on what I've seen from the dead characters, he's the one where it's like, I'm excited to see you survive till like chapter 3 next time. I want a little bit more out of you. He's fine. He's a cute design. His execution is pretty unsettling, and that's fun. But what's debatably fun, or maybe not fun, is my Golden Week is about to start, and I just realized I could give myself Golden Week plans. I could hardline the next couple chapters of this shit and just go to fucking Jabberwock Island for my Golden Week vacation and play as much as I want and never risk getting a Danganronpa sick day the next day. I'm gonna play tonight. And if I have to take a Danganronpa sick day tomorrow when I go to the work that I do admittedly still have, that's going to be really fucking funny. Okay, give me the investigation music. Let's go.